What if the most dangerous battlefield in the 21st century isn't a desert or a crowded city, but a frozen ocean? What if the clash that could decide the balance of nuclear power isn't fought in the skies or on land, but beneath the Arctic ice? As climate change melts the polar caps, new shipping lanes emerge, and so does something else. A theater of silent competition where submarines lurk unseen, waiting with enough firepower to end civilization. In this icy chessboard, two giants face each other: America's Ohio-class submarines, the backbone of U.S. nuclear deterrence, and Russia's Borei class, the pride of Moscow's modern navy. But who truly rules the Arctic depths? The Arctic is not just a frozen wasteland. For centuries, it was ignored, considered too harsh, too desolate. But in today's world, it has become a stage of global strategy. Why? First, geography. The shortest route for an intercontinental ballistic missile from Russia to the United States is straight across the Arctic. Likewise, any U.S. missile headed toward Russia would also cross the pole. That makes the Arctic not just remote, it makes it the front line of nuclear deterrence. Second, resources. Beneath the ice lie untapped reserves of oil, gas, and minerals. Add to that the melting ice opening new sea lanes, and suddenly the Arctic isn't empty at all, it's valuable. And where value exists, militaries follow. Submarines are the perfect predators in this environment. Unlike surface ships, they can hide beneath the ice, vanish in the cold darkness, and surface only when they choose. They are the ultimate second strike weapons, meant to survive a nuclear war and retaliate. That is why both the United States and Russia put their crown jewels here, the Ohio and the Borei. Let's begin with the Ohio. First introduced in the 1980s, the Ohio class is the largest submarine ever built for the U.S. Navy, stretching 170 meters long and displacing over 18,000 tons submerged. Each carries up to 24 Trident II D5 ballistic missiles, arguably the most reliable, accurate, and deadly submarine-launched missiles in the world. With ranges of over 12,000 kilometers and multiple independently targetable warheads, a single Ohio could strike dozens of targets across an entire continent. But what makes the Ohio truly terrifying is not just its firepower, it's the silence. American engineers invested heavily in making the Ohio as quiet as possible. Its nuclear reactor is isolated with sound-dampening systems. Its propulsors are shrouded. Every inch of its hull is designed to minimize acoustic signature. In the undersea world, silence is survival. The quieter you are, the closer you can creep without being heard. And in that game, the Ohio has been the benchmark for decades. Sailors sometimes joke that you're more likely to hear a whale in the Arctic than an Ohio-class submarine. Now let's turn to the Borei. Commissioned in the 2010s, the Borei is Russia's newest class of ballistic missile submarine. It's sleek, modern, and far more advanced than the aging Delta-class boats it replaces. At about 170 meters in length and 14,000 tons submerged, it is slightly smaller than the Ohio, but still formidable. Each Borei carries 16 Bulava ballistic missiles, with ranges around 9,000 kilometers. These missiles can carry multiple warheads and are intended to give Russia a survivable second strike capability. Russian media tout the Borei as a game-changer, whispering that it's so quiet it can rival American designs. But Western analysts are skeptical. While the Borei is quieter than older Soviet subs, reports suggest it still lags behind the Ohio in stealth. Think of it this way. If the Ohio is a prowling cat in the snow, the Borei might still crunch the ice a little as it walks. Quiet enough to be deadly, but not so quiet that the U.S. Navy can't track it. In the Arctic, whoever is quieter is deadlier. So which submarine is the true ghost beneath the ice? The contrast goes beyond acoustics. The Ohio is part of a global strategy. It operates mostly in the Atlantic, sometimes the Pacific, always positioned to keep an eye on Russia and provide guaranteed deterrence. Crews rotate on blue and gold schedules, ensuring their subs are at sea almost constantly. The Borei, by contrast, is a statement of resurgence. Russia parades its Boreis during Arctic exercises, surfacing dramatically through ice to show the world it can strike from the top of the planet. The difference is telling. One plays the silent, patient hunter. The other plays the dramatic showman. Of course, both can do the job they were built for, launching nuclear weapons from under the sea. The real question is survivability. Could they hide long enough in a real conflict to strike back? The Ohio's advantage lies in its sonar and navigation systems, which are considered some of the best in the world. Its sonar arrays can map the undersea environment with exquisite precision, and its crew training emphasizes stealth above all. The Borei, while modern, still faces questions about reliability. The Bulava missile, for example, suffered multiple test failures before being declared operational. Russian engineers insist it is now reliable, but Western observers remain unconvinced. And then there's the Arctic itself, the harshest ocean on Earth. Ice cover complicates communication, navigation, and missile launches. Operating under ice requires skill and specialized equipment. The U.S. Navy has decades of experience here, running ICEX exercises since the Cold War. American submarines regularly surface at the North Pole as proof of their ability to operate in this environment. Russia, of course, also trains extensively in the Arctic. It is their backyard. Borei-class submarines often participate in Arctic drills, punching through ice to launch dummy missiles. The difference, again, is subtle. The U.S. emphasizes silent readiness. Russia emphasizes public demonstration. One side creeps in silence. The other bursts through ice for the cameras. Which strategy is more dangerous? So who really rules the Arctic? On paper, both are terrifying. The Ohio carries more missiles with greater range and accuracy. The Borei carries fewer, but enough to devastate. The Ohio is older but constantly upgraded, with proven Trident missiles that have near-perfect test records. The Borei is newer, but has wrestled with developmental hiccups. Most importantly, the Ohio operates as part of a seamless NATO surveillance and undersea warfare network. The Borei, despite its strengths, must rely on Russia's more limited resources and infrastructure. That is not to dismiss the Borei. It is a capable, modern submarine, and in the cold, dark silence of the Arctic, even an imperfect submarine is a nightmare to hunt. But if you ask which is more likely to remain undetected, to survive, and to guarantee retaliation, the answer tilts toward the Ohio. It is quieter, its missiles are more proven, its crews train relentlessly, and it enjoys the backing of the most advanced anti-submarine warfare network in the world. The Arctic may look empty, but it may be the most dangerous battlefield on Earth, where one wrong move could trigger global catastrophe. And here is the payoff. The Arctic is no longer just a frozen frontier. It is a chessboard where two nations position their most fearsome pieces. The Ohio and the Borei are not meant to fight each other directly. Their mission is more terrifying: to wait, hidden, with the power to end the world if deterrence fails. In this sense, the Arctic is perhaps the most dangerous place on the planet, because every small incident carries the risk of spiraling into something far larger. So who rules? If ruling means showmanship, Russia's Borei steals the stage, surfacing through ice and boasting about its might. But if ruling means the quiet ability to dominate without being seen, then America's Ohio class wears the crown. After all, in submarine warfare, the deadliest hunter is the one you never hear. So what do you think? Is Russia's Borei the future of Arctic dominance? Or does America's Ohio class still hold the throne of silent supremacy? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Novastra Defense, where we bring you the stories, strategies, and technologies shaping tomorrow's conflicts. This is Novastra Defense. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode.